Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel CyberXPopsy. In this video, we're gonna discover Advent of Cyber 2025 Day 15. In Day 15, we're gonna discover Web Attack Forensics Drone Alone. Let's step onto the room and discover what's inside the room. As you can see, it says about to explore web attack forensics using a Splunk. And this is a medium paced lab which consumes 30 minutes. For your reference, you can go through two videos provided by TryHackMe in the links. So there are two tasks, and the task one is about the introduction and the task two is about the main part, which is the web attack forensics. Let's jump on to the introduction and we'll see what's in the behind the story. TBFC's drone scheduler web UI is getting strange, long HTTP requests containing base64 chunks, and Splunk raises an alert. If you want to know what you mean by HTTP, it is a hypertext transfer protocol which defines that a web browser interacts with a web server to communicate. And your web browser requests the content from the TryHackMe web server using the HTTP protocol, as you can go through this room. On the other hand, if you want to know about the Splunk is a platform for collecting, storing, analyzing the machine data. And also, if you want to know the Apache is like a worldly wide used server software developed by and maintained by Apache Software Foundation. And Apache is an open source software available for free. And on some endpoints, these requests cause the web server to execute the shellcode, which is obfuscated and hidden within the base64 payloads. For this room, your job as the blue team member is to triage the incident, identify compromised hosts, extract and decode the payloads, and determine the scope. Okay, and we're gonna use the Splunk to pivot the data between the web Apache logs and host level sysmon. Sysmon is basically system monitor, I guess. Yes, it is a system monitor, is a Windows system service and a device driver developed by Microsoft, which is designed to monitor and log various events that is within happening in the Windows system. And when it comes to this room, the main learning objectives are to detect and analyze malicious web activity through Apache access and error log, and investigate OS level attacker using sysmon data, and identify and decode suspicious payloads, and reconstruct the full attack using the Splunk as a part of blue team investigation. And while it comes to the connecting to the machine, as we gonna set up the environment which is provided by TryHackMe, and we're gonna start the attacker machine and target machine at the same time. As you go, I started the both of them. For the time being, I gonna successfully started the attack box. However, it will take time to load the entire machine, and for the time being, I gonna check this, and I'll see you soon once the system has been deployed. So since you can see, I have deployed my the attack box successfully. So now we'll jump on to the task 2, and which discusses about web attack forensics. It says logging into Splunk. After you have started an attack box and target machine in the previous task, allow the system to around 3 minutes that we did. And so once when we're gonna copy this link and paste it on our attack box. So let's close this for a time being, and we'll open the Mozilla, paste and go, and we'll minimize, and yeah, we'll maximize this one. As we can see, we have entered into the Splunk enterprise. So thing is, like, we got the username which is blue, and we'll paste the blue. Oops, my bad, sorry. Paste. And the thing is, like, the password is pass1234. So either you type or paste. So it's giving hard time. So no. So let's see. Not now. And this is how the Splunk interface looks like. So we'll step onto the tasks one by one. So we did this one, still we have logged in successfully, and we noted this one. We can see the time range and the events need to search. So make sure to adjust the Splunk time range. Okay, we're gonna do it once we need to do. Our first step is to detect a suspicious web commands. In the first step, let's search the HTTP request that might show the malicious activity. So we're gonna copy this query and see, so this query basically we are looking into the HTTP request that includes cmd.exe, PowerShell or PowerShell.exe or an invoking expression. So this could help to identify the common injection attacks where the evil attackers try to execute the commands using a vulnerable CGI script which is hello.bat. So we'll search it. So we're gonna copy Control V and we are able to do it. We'll search. As you can see, there were no results are found. We're gonna search the time range. We're gonna put all time and we can see, as we can see, there are 4 hosts with web server and they use the query PowerShell.exe and they also use some encoded message. So we'll copy this encoded message for a time being and Control C, and we can use this. At this step we are primarily interested in base encoding string, so we're gonna go over here and we'll paste, copy, paste and decode. As you can see, it says this is now mine, muhahaha. Okay, so there is some, we have successfully decoded it. And looking, that's for the step one. So let's see if there are any questions relevant to it. It is asking what is the reconnaissance executable file name. We haven't done this. And what executable did the attacker attempt to run through command injection? So this is one of the command injection that could be PowerShell.exe. So this could be my second answer for that. So we'll type PowerShell .exe and we'll check, and we did it, and now we'll find out what is the reconnaissance executable file name. So we'll do over here. So now we're gonna look after the server side errors or command execution in Apache server logs. So we're gonna use this query. So this query will inspect the Apache's error logs, and we're gonna find out any malicious request internally, or and we can see. So we'll copy the query and we'll close this for a time being, and we're gonna use back to Splunk and we will paste the query again and we'll search, and you can see again this is the first one we found it, and they have given the time, process ID and client IP address, and if you want you can view it in the raw, and we'll see. As you can see, everything is behind this uh, Apache, and which looks like a malicious script, this one, because it's clearly mentioned it is someone is uh, recognized as the internal or external command, because someone is trying to run PowerShell through Apache server and try to use this script hello.bat, and this is the one. Yeah, you can see it triggers at 500 internal server. It means often the attacker's input was processed by the server but failed during examination. It could be a key sign of exploitation technique or an attempt. And once we got this, and we're gonna jump on to trace on suspicious process certain from Apache. So with this we can use this http d.exe, so which is a parent process in Apache. So this query will mainly focus on process relationship on the system monitor logs. We'll copy this and we'll try copy, Control A, Control V, and we'll search again. Whoa, you can see if you want to change the view, it's better to view as a list. We'll see the list, how the list looks like. Now even it doesn't look like good, so we'll convert better. We're gonna convert into the table and see how it looks like. As you can see, the command line execution of different events. So when it comes to the image, it clearly sees someone is trying to use this command cmd.exe, and go scroll back, yeah, and you can see, and it means someone is trying to use our system through the web server and successfully uh, use the PowerShell to inject this injection attack. So that's all here we can found. So it's clearly mentioned typically Apache should show only spawn worker threads, not processes like cmd.exe or PowerShell.exe. And yeah, we found this and the image as well. That's our first link you can see. And we can see the enumeration attack. So far we did the exploitation, and in this enumeration activity we're gonna use who did this. So we're gonna use cmd.exe and who is let's see whether we can find out anything inside the query. So yep, and we'll search it again. Yeah, now we can see again 4 processes and they use the same command line. However, they use this now. The command is who am I.exe. So in this confirmation attacker enumeration activity, we can see the attacker user oftenly uses who am I. You can see from here, those are the command line executions. So uh, which clearly hints that the attacker often use this who am I command immediately after gaining the code execution to determine which user account their malicious process is running, and finding this events confirming that this concludes the attacker's post exploitation reconnaissance, showing that the command has been injected successfully on the host. And we can find out this using the identified base encoded PowerShell. In this final step, we'll look forward all successfully encoded to find out the encoded strings, and we can use this Splunk query. And let's see, we'll use this, and it's clearly say let's run this first and paste, Control V, and search. As you can see, it says no results found, which means this query detects, it means there are no such with base64 uh, command, or like, yeah, the text. So this query detects a PowerShell commands containing any encoded command or base64 text, a common technique attackers use to hide their real commands. So if your defenses are correctly configured, this query should result no results, meaning that the encoded payload such as move message never ran. If the result appear, you can decode the message command to inspect the attacker's true intent. Could be the thing in the so what is the reconnaissance executable file name? So it's basically target of the system. So we're gonna paste and whoami.exe, and that's it, we did it. So finally we have finished the web attack forensics drone alone complete, and that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Signing off, CyberX Popsy. Happy hacking.